Welcome to the Health Solutions for the Wired Life radio show, a radio show dedicated to empowering all computer users to get a solution to the health problems inherent in today's wired life. This is the number one health issue for the 21st century, and my name is Adetutu Ijoshi. I am talking to you from the Vauxhall area of Union Township in New Jersey, here in the United States. I am a coach, author, consultant, and speaker on health solutions for the wired life. I help people to understand the wired life, what goes on in their bodies when they're using computers and or computerized devices, such as cell phones, iPads, and so on. You never thought those were computers, right? But they actually are. This radio show is taking place at 6 p.m. today and will take place every Friday evening unless there are programming changes. We will be continuing where we left off last Friday. If you have not been listening to the broadcast, I urge you to go back and listen to prior episodes after this one so you can fill in the gaps. I would first like to remind us of some foundational facts which I will keep on repeating each broadcast to help keep us focused, okay? First off, all of us work for a living, either for others or in our own businesses. And our intention is to do so to live. However, because of the ignorance about the wired life we are all living, its effect on human health, and the preventative and management measures that must be in place to minimize it, many of us are really working for a living to die, or at best live damaged lives. Secondly, the adage, knowledge is power, is perhaps truest in the issue of health solutions for the wired life. You must, however, first obtain the knowledge to access its power. Thirdly, computers are here to stay. We have so become dependent on them that humans will continue to use computers until our Maker rescues us from what we have unleashed upon ourselves. Fourthly, the computer is a dangerous tool, like a knife. And just as we have to learn to use the knife in such a way that we are in the driver's seat all the time, so we must do with the computer. As losing control to the knife is suicide, so is losing control to the computer. The fact that we have globally collectively decided that the best way to build a global economy is by destroying nature and trying to fix it, a feat we have no ability to do, is actually evidence of the fact that we have a global mental problem. Consequently, on these shows, I'll be giving the audience an understanding of various aspects of the wired life and the health consequences, as well as the solutions provided for us in nature by our Maker. Last Friday, I continued our discussion about the subject of the contribution of computer use to depression. That's right. We learned 2 weeks ago that computer use can result in depression resembling symptoms. Okay? So many of you who are wondering why you sometimes, feel as if you're overwhelmed and, have all these strange thoughts going on, it's not in your mind. It's because you have not known what to do. And the changes that you need to make in your lifestyle and in your diet and several other things that is resulting in all that. Okay? This is an inherent problem in computer use, but you can minimize it. Okay? You can greatly minimize it to such a point that it's just something that is like at the background. Okay? But first you must understand what is going on. Right now we're at the point of understanding exactly what is going on. Today is going to be the last day when we talk about this. And then we'll talk about other issues, because we only digress to this point because of all the news in the media about the death of Robin Williams and the discussion about depression that came as a result of that, because he committed suicide. And so we took that opportunity to tell us about the fact that computer use can actually make you, have such thoughts too, okay, and go into such a depressive condition. And that it is not only the depression that we've known for many years, that is the only form of depression. There are all kinds of forms of depression, and the way to resolve each one is different. The way you resolve the depressive symptoms coming from computer use is vastly different from the way you handle the one that comes from the one that we've known before. Okay? We will not be dealing with those solutions today. We will just be concluding an understanding of what is going on. We'll go into other things first before we come back to begin to take a look at the solutions to the depressive issue, because the solution to that is also the solution to some other things. So we'll deal with all the various issues and then come back to the solutions for all of them. Although as we go along, we'll mention some things that we can do. For example, go out into the sun. We already discussed that about 4 weeks ago, about the importance of making sure that we go for a daily walk and walk as much as we can. For any kind of depression, one of the fundamental solutions is to be outdoors and to go for a walk, regardless of what the fundamental cause of the depression is. Because the reason for that is it is the shortfall in the neurotransmitters that we receive from the sun that is causing the depression. That is the fundamental reason for the depression. But there are other things that are attached to it. So one of the things that you will need to do, regardless of what the issue is to get more sunlight. There is no shortcut around that. So let's go back to what we are discussing now. Okay, we have told us now. Let me tell you give a summary of what we learned last week. Okay, I would, however, advise whoever missed it to go back and listen to that episode. We in summary learned that the human machine is three-dimensional: body, soul, and spirit. And that only one dimension is visible, which is the body, which in actual fact is only a manifestation of the activities, or you might say the codes operating in the other two realms. The messages from the two unseen realms are passed through biochemical light fields we call neurotransmitters. Consequently, depletions in these light fields will have a fundamental effect on the operations of the physical body. This is a summary of what we learned last week, and we will continue from there this week. Computer use hurts us because the light from it is lifeless and cannot stimulate our hearts, to stimulate our brains, to produce neurotransmitters needed for our souls to perform the operation of receiving the light from the computer. Unlike the normal process of receiving light from the sun, a natural coded source of light. Consequently, the soul uses up its resources to enable us to carry out the activity of computer use without continuous replenishment as we are coded to operate. This results in depletions, which accumulates over time each time we are on the computer, till we get to a level of depletion that makes it impossible for the soul to transmit life-coping information from the spirit to us, and we are unable to handle life's activities and become depressive. Let me further break it down like this. It is like the soul uses its resources of the neurotransmitters to supplement the absence of sunlight, thereby showing off the light from the computer, providing the magnetic fields that are missing in the computer light from our own physical human systems, resulting in depletion. This is just a simple explanation of a very complex process. There are no books long enough to contain. So let this little explanation tell us that we need to pay more attention to putting measures in place to help us boost our resources to reduce the effect of the depletions inherent in computer use. About 4 weeks ago, and for I think, let's say about 5 weeks ago, and for 3 weeks, I gave us some of these things that we need to do. I would advise that you go back to those episodes where I talked about things we could do during the summer to help to boost our resources. Those are some of the things that we need to do. Okay? Here we will stop and conclude our discussion of this topic for now. As I said, we're going to talk about all the topics and then come back to it later. Think about what we just heard. This is very serious and this is very fundamental. And that's why I'm stopping at this point. Because we have learned so much, and I would advise us to go back and listen to all these episodes many times. And think about it. And begin to see that we really need to get serious about our lives. Okay? Come back again next week to hear more. We'll be moving on to something else, but I'm not going to tell us what it will be right now. So come back next week and hear some more. I cannot overemphasize the need to go back and listen to prior episodes. Even if you have been around every week, we humans need to hear things many times before they become sufficiently coded into the database of our hearts for us to take action concerning them. To get more understanding of these issues and to learn more, get a hold of my books, starting with Lessons I Learned the Hard Way by Adetutu Joshi. That is the first of the 15 books I have written so far, and I'm on my 16th. It is a must-have 300-page guidebook for all computer users. It and the other 14 books I have written are all available at Amazon.com in print and in ebook format for most ebook readers, including Kindle, iPad, Sony, and so on. Also visit my website www.foodsthathealdaily.com. The name is a combination of 4 words. The word foods, F-O-O-D-S, that, T-H-A-T, heal, H-E-A-L, daily, D-A-I-L-Y. That is F-O-O-D-S, T-H-A-T, H-E-A-L, D-A-I-L-Y.com. There you can find more information. You can also direct people there as well as purchase my books. There are 2 ways to shop on the website. You can click on Shop on the menu tab, or you can click on the Book Gallery tab. The Shop tab enables you to shop right on the website, while the Book Gallery provides a link for each book with our CreateSpace.com e-store. We're now also on Facebook, and we have a Facebook e-store. Remember to look for us on Facebook and be our friends and like us and visit the Facebook store. I know you have many friends on Facebook, so this is the opportunity to get them to learn about this. You can give them the links and get them to go there, and so they can do a search themselves. Check us out on Facebook by looking for foodsthathealdaily.com. Okay? Also visit my blog while you're on the website, and I have other blogs too that are not part of the website. Leave your comments and sign up for the newsletter. Remember to go through the various articles. I have actually written quite a number of them over time. I have other websites such as www.wildlifesolutions.com, and that is almost available right now. Some of my other websites are currently in the repair mode, and such as www.computeragehealthread.com, and some are still in the development stage. I would inform all of us on this show about each one as they become available. Meanwhile, go to www.foodsthathealdaily.com for all your information. And we also have a website for our publishing company, because we publish all these books ourselves, and that is Jointeers Publishing, JOINTHEIRS PUBLISHING. jointearspublishing.com. Come by again next week. If it's Friday at 6 p.m., it is time to learn more about the wildlife and how you can protect yourself. Contact me by email at adetitujosin@gmail.com. That is my first and last name at gmail.com. That is ADETUTUIJOSE@gmail.com. Or you can use computerblessings@gmail.com if you prefer. See you again next week. Meanwhile, share this broadcast with all that you know in every way you can. Share the YouTube video link, let it go viral, and let the media begin to talk about this issue. And let there be a national and global conversation that saves many lives, including yours. Thank you, everybody, and good night.